Okay, so I'm recording this one right after the last one that I uploaded, so I'm a little bit tongue-tied because after all that explaining that I just did, so I may sound a little bit more scatterbrained than I normally am. But I'm going to be doing Stonefang 2 and Stonefang 3. I'm actually going to kill myself really quick because, once again, Stonefang is a really hot spot for invasion. Stonefang and Shrine of Storms are very hot spots for invasion in general. I used to sort of haunt Valley of Defilement because not many people like to hang out there, and a lot of the people that do are trying to get through the level and they're struggling desperately, and I'm a horrible person. I'm just a horrible person. So yeah, let me go grab my souls real quick and level up, and then we will continue on our way. But yeah, I think that the reason why people like to do Stonefang so much and why they like to do Shrine of Storms is because they're the least complicated levels. Although Stonefang 2-2 is very, very, very complicated, but I do get invaded a lot there. I don't know why people like to invade there. It's really weird. But Stonefang 2-1 is very, once you sort of understand how the level works, it's easy to tell where a person is, because if the elevator isn't unlocked, you know that they're before the first fog gate. There's a lot of things.
No interact.
Let's actually repair. Do we have to repair? We don't need it. Okay. Probably just check that. But once again, scatterbrained, sorry.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether.
Oh.
Out thou that me.
Once I get Flame Lurker, I will upgrade my, what's it called? I will upgrade my bow so we can get the Armored Spider Bow. And we're going to be using that primarily because with the Armored Spider Bow, it's really strong. It doesn't scale with dex as much as the Sticky Long Compound Bow. The Sticky Long Compound Bow is the strongest bow in the game, but you need to have a dex build for it, and we're not going to be going with a dex build. We're going to be going with a strength build, so you pretty much just need the lowest requirements for it. It does fire damage, which is really nice, and it's very powerful overall for your first playthrough, so I almost always grab it. It's pretty good. So I'm going the shortcut way this round. Sorry in advance for those of you who wanted to see the maze. Let me know in the comments if you do ever want to see the maze. I will do an entire video just dedicated to that if that piques your guys' curiosity. I can show you where all the items are hidden in the maze as well. I may actually get lost in the maze, but I mean, that's part of the fun, I guess. The maze is really, 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 really tedious, and you need a really strong weapon. Dragon Bone Smasher is pretty good for it, which is why I always hold off and do it later. But there's a lot of good items and stuff down there, so once again, if you guys are curious, let me know in the comments, and I will do the maze for you. Or attempt to do it. I won't die, I'll just get miserably lost. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how the shortcut works. The shortcut was intentional, it wasn't something that's hidden like Shrine of Storms 4-1. That was unintentional. This is actually very much intentional. There's a lot of items that you can get, and there's actually an NPC that's down here that has a World Tendency event. I always forget how I'm supposed to drop down. I don't think I got that. Oh, I did. Okay, you're... Well, you weren't supposed to do that, but that worked out for us. So don't do what I just did, but you're supposed to fall somewhere, and it allows you to fall. But what you want to do after you get to the second thing, the second structure, you can actually roll, like get sort of like a rolling jump. Oh, you can't jump in this game, but you can get like momentum from rolling. You can get the item that's over there. I never really bother with that because I'm really bad with ledges and things, as you guys have already seen. But here's the NPC. I missed it, whatever. Here's the NPC. He's really cool. He's a treasure hunter. He likes to go around and find really legendary equipment. He's actually the one that you get the Talisman of Beasts from, when you kill him in Pure Black World Tendency. So I'll probably be making Stonefang Pure Black World Tendency so I can fight him and so I can show you guys the Primeval Demons, because there is a Primeval Demon in Stonefang Area 1. So just heads up, that's what I'm going to be doing. Let's talk to him.
My name is Scurver. I seek treasures of the unknown. I'm impressed you've come this far. Were you guided by a sixth sense or a brash imprudence? Either way, you've more skill than I. Let us put that skill to work. There is a temple beyond here, below the ground. It is a work of art, molded by the ancient burrowers to appease the bones of dragons. As a precaution, a broad sword which can crush bone and slay dragon is stored in the temple. Truth told, it is the laughing stock of many a swordsmith. They say it's as blunt as a bludgeon. A dull blade meant to slay a dragon. Curious, is it not? I would search for it myself, but I'm afraid I'd fare poorly against the demons. If you happen to come upon the sword, please let me have a look at it. This
Oops.
place.
So the Dragon Bone Smasher is the sword that he's talking about. If you bring it back to him, he'll give you an item, I believe. I don't remember exactly what he gives you. It's been a while. But hold on, let me. So there's like a really tiny ledge you can fall onto. Here we go. And then right after that, we just fall straight down this way. You hit a wall, and you just kind of land right here. But yeah, you need Pure White World Tendency to get the Dragon Bone Smasher. Also, just keep falling behind these ladders, and then once you do, you'll get to the Unknown Hero's Soul, and it may look like a far drop, but you can actually make that. There's a lot of these guys, these wormy guys. They're really good to dispatch with arrows. I really like arrows fighting against them. I think I can actually spear them. Let's see. You gotta, their weak point is their head. It's really hard to hit their head. Let's see if they like to spit this stupid lava crap. Okay, we're not gonna bother with this. We'll come back later when we have a bow. Bows in this game are really rad. I can't stress that enough. They're really good. You can also get a weapon called, they're a legendary weapon called the Hands of God that are back here. But you almost always need a bow because these guys, instead of lunging at you, shoot straight up. It's much harder to get at their heads. It's quite annoying, so I'm not gonna bother with that. Or the God, I think it's the God Hand. But the God Hand is a fist item, and there's some pretty funny description in it because it talks about either a game tester or somebody. It kind of references somebody in the studio who fought dragons with their hands or something. And it was like Legendary Big M was his name or something, I don't remember. So yeah, here's Flame Lurker. I'm probably going to die. Maybe. Flame Lurker is really rough. Especially since I'm out of practice. But since I have the purple flame shield, it shouldn't be too bad. So let's go ahead. Okay, so this guy is really aggressive. He has explosions. He's really relentless. It's really hard to heal with him. You can probably, there's been occasions where you could actually trap him behind certain obstacles in this level, but it is not intentional. Oh geez, here he comes. And then when he jumps, he leaves behind fire that does do damage to you. But the purple flame shield's really useful in this fight, oh my god. But yeah, when he jumps away, if you chase after him, it hurts. So, oops, oops, oops. That was close. I meant to switch to Crescent Moon Grass. So just trying to show you guys his attack patterns. He becomes way more aggressive when you get low with his health. So it's kind of, it's always really, this one's fun to co-op with. Because you can have somebody tank while somebody else sort of damages him. This actually shouldn't be too bad with the purple flame shield. I forget how easy it is with this. But that fire explosion goes through shields normally and also will hit you out of small shields very fast, very easy. There are times where he also uses them consecutively. It takes out chunks of your health. It's really painful. Purple flame shield makes it look easy. I'm gonna just tell you that now. He's also weak to faith damage, I believe that is. So a lot of people like to use the God Hand against him whenever they do fisticuff runs. Oof. But just like the fire spider, it's very tedious. Just be very patient. Read his attacks, blah blah blah. Yeah, this battle's actually pretty laughable with the purple flame shield, oh my god. Always try to keep yourself at like pretty high health too, because there will be times where he'll just kind of rush you with the explosions and do multiple at once, and it's really obnoxious. There's also lava on the floor, which I believe if you stand in that lava, it actually does damage to you. I don't recall, maybe? We'll test it out after this boss fight. But I remember always having to avoid the lava floor. He's definitely not as bad as Quelaag, but oof. Because he doesn't do that lava spitty thing that she does. But a lot of people have issue with Flame Lurker because he is a low-level boss. He's not a high-level boss, and you do fight him fairly early on, and you want to fight him early on to get his soul, because his soul allows you to make boss weapons. So it's kind of, it can be really intimidating for low-level players. I remember when I first started playing, I almost always co-opted with somebody with this guy. But then when I saw somebody use the purple flame shield, that's when I was like, oh yeah, I have that shield. I can use it. So now he's mad, and he's going to be a little bit more aggressive, I believe. So I have to watch my endurance quite a bit. I have to unblock when he's not fighting me. He's going to do that hoppy thing a little bit more and use more fire when he does it. Trying to wait for him to do an explodey attack on me. Oh. Oh. That was bad. Some of you guys are probably wondering why I don't block all the time, or why I'm doing that. Why like I unblock and get hit. Usually because I believe that the enemy is not going to do a consecutive hit, and it allows me to regen endurance faster. So that's why I do that. I remember it came up during one of my streams one time. So you just gotta be careful with your endurance in this fight. Make sure you don't, oh god, use too much. And don't get trapped like I'm about to right now. See, yeah, now he's mad. He's just gonna use explosions all the time. Which is kind of annoying, because you can't get too close to him or else you're gonna be in the center of the explosion. But yeah, like I said, purple flame shield, fight easy, easy fight. Jeez, it's kind of laughable. Oop. Okay, now he's just beating me up because I said he was laughable. Oops, I almost died. Oh. Oh no. I can get it. It's probably gonna be close. I'm just gonna waste my full moon grass on this fight. Awesome. There we go. That wasn't too bad. So I'm gonna move on to the dragon boss, or the dragon god, get my revenge from the tutorial, and yeah. So that's the red hot demon soul, that's really important. But I think I have pure white world tendency. I'm just gonna teleport back to the Nexus just in case and spend all these souls. So that way I don't lose them. Then I'm gonna talk about dragon god boss. I'm going to fight him in what's it called? I'm going to fight him in human form because I do not want the cling ring on for this fight, because if you want the endurance ring on, this is where the game starts getting kind of difficult with the cling ring, because I love the Thief's ring and it's really useful, especially in Shrine of Storms and during the dragon god fight. But I also really like my endurance ring because I do like heavier equipment.
Soul of the mind, key to life.
So let's just do strength.
Vessel.
Let's repair our equipment.
You come.
So this boss fight is very gimmicky. It's very easy once you know how to do it. Although I may mess it up, because I always mess this boss fight up. There's sort of like a way to do it. If you have spells, spells are very useful in this fight. If you don't, I suggest using a very heavy shield and having a very fast run speed. But this boss fight is very similar to Bed of Chaos, where it's more of a puzzle rather than an actual boss fight. You want to have the Thief's ring on because the dragon god actually cannot hear you that well if you have the Thief's ring on. So it's pretty good to have the Thief's ring. The way you can tell if he can sense you or not is if his eyes are red. If he can't sense you, his eyes are yellow. So he will change between those two. And then you have, what he does is he tilts his head back and forth throughout this boss fight looking for you. And there are certain times when you're in his like range of vision. It's very much like a stealth game. But it's kind of hard to tell early on whether or not you're in his range of vision because he has eyes on the side of his head. So I think it's when his face is tilted like all the way back. I don't remember. So I'm probably gonna mess this boss fight up a couple times before we get it right. But what you want to do is, if you have a heavy shield, you want to hit those this obstruction with the R2 of the heavy shield, so it looks like this, which is like the parry, but it's not really actually a parry. So let's see if I can get this down right, because I worry about my health with this boss fight. It's really easy, like I said, I tend to forget some of the cues that you're supposed to have when you do it. I also can't. Okay, wait. Okay, there. Oh, he heard me. So when he roars, that means that he sees you. But if you hide fast enough, you can hide in shadows or hide in pillars. It's not that bad. Although if he roars a second time, that means that he's going to punch you. And I always mess up at this point because that is a long run. So let's get started, I guess. I know Franz is probably watching this shaking his head because he sat through my stream one time watching me fail at this several times. And he was giving me crap about it. Let's see if I can make it. Run, 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 run. Oh my god, I made it. Okay, so now it's way easier. That is like the hardest part of this boss fight. But now you just like shoot these spear things at him. He's a really gorgeous boss. Although I wish you got to fight him outside, up close and personal, because the intro to the Demon Souls, like the cinematic intro, if you stay at the start screen for this game, shows people fighting him outside, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love the intro to this game. So now, this one's way easier because now that he got stabbed with the spear, he does this weird head jerky thing where he lifts his head up and closes his eyes. You'll see it here in a sec. There. Okay, so now we can just take care of business. But then we gotta hide again, because he does it like a couple times. But if we just hide... So he's doing that now because he's in pain, I'm assuming. I don't know why he's doing that, but we need to not be too greedy, although I might be greedy and get killed. I won't be greedy. For the sake of this LP, I will be very safe. So I'm gonna go back over here and hide again. So the reason why you want to have like a heavy shield is because it gets rid of those things in one hit, whereas if you use a two-handed weapon, it takes a few hits and it wastes a lot of time. If you have spells, you can just hide from where you are and manually aim the spell. And when you do that, it takes a couple hits of your... Oh shit, I fucked up. Okay, it takes a couple hits from your spell to actually down him. Or not down him, down the obstructions. But it's definitely worth doing if you don't have the strength stat to wield a heavy shield. If you are a dex build, you are SOL. Like, I'm not sure what I would... I forgot what I used to do with my dex build, because I mean, like, maybe I think I use magic with it, because I definitely use like the magic stat in order to equip some of the buffs, like using like a cursed dual Uchi or like Killage or something would be pretty good. But oh god. Okay, so this part's pretty rough too, because you have to run out here and hit this, and he can still kill you while you're out here, so you gotta keep going. Looks like we made it. And there's a crystal lizard. I'm not gonna get it because this curved sword animation is miserable. We did it. Okay, so let's kill him. Well, not kill him, but... So you use the spear thingy and you kill him with it. And then he falls over and you have to hit his chin. The little horny thing on his chin, because apparently that hurts him somehow. Let me see if I could get the Dragon Bone Smasher. Oh, I think I have to work my way around the entire field. I'm not gonna do that. Oh, once I beat him, I'll go grab it. Although it is very satisfying to smash his face with the Dragon Bone Smasher, but I'm not gonna do that. I'll just kill him with my Crescent Falchion. So he breathes fire. It does damage to you. You just gotta wait for him to stop. And then you hit him a couple times. Ew. Although, once again, this weapon's animation is really dumb and can't hit low, so I'm kind of struggling with this. Here we go. Once you do a certain amount of damage to him, he gets stun locked, so he won't breathe fire anymore. And then you kill him. And he is technically one of the final bosses of, or he is the final boss of this stage. So that means you get the special demon soul, and that unlocks area 1-4 for us, because remember there was that fog right after the Tower Knight that we couldn't access? Yay! So he's one of the many archdemons, and you can kill the Storm King, the Old Monk, or Maiden Estrella, and technically that also counts as an archdemon soul. So you can do things out of order if you want, but it's more beneficial to finish Stonefang because of the Flame Lurker soul. Flame Lurker Soul, I cannot stress enough, is super important. Trying to figure out what would be best. Let's just run. Let's just run up the stage. I was gonna teleport back to Flame Lurker and then just walk through the beginning of the stage, but we'll just walk all the way back because I'm too lazy to sit through all those loading screens. And it's getting about 20 minutes, which is a good size. I'm so excited for the Dragon Bone Smasher. Dragon Bone Smasher was my baby, that and the Great Axe. I love strength builds in this game. They're so fun. A lot of people really like the Meat Cleaver, but... Oh, Dragon Bone Smasher. Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, so the Dragon Bone Smasher requires 30 strength to use, because it is huge. It looks like a giant dog biscuit. Yeah. It's like a giant buster sword. And the animation, I'm going to demonstrate the attack animation in... Oof, that's miserable. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate the attack animation. Actually, let's just walk to the Flame Lurker thing. In the Nexus for you guys, I had somebody who was curious about the attack animations of ultra heavy weapons, and I'm actually really excited to do this because there are some really nifty attack animations, especially in PvP with the ultra heavy weapons. And they're really useful against Murden Hammer builds because Murden Hammer builds are the devil. And they're miserable and I hate them. And if you don't know how to fight against them, it's really obnoxious because their hitbox is insane. Like, you don't even have to be standing near somebody with a Murden Hammer and you will get stun locked and hit, and it... Yay. Oh, I don't know if I could demonstrate it. Okay, yeah, I can. I forget that, okay, so when you have an ability shortage in this game, you don't have weird animations like you do in Dark Souls. You can still do the animations, they just do less damage. So, we're gonna go out here to practice. So, with one hand, rolling R1 does a huge sweep, which is really good for PvP. I use it a lot. It's really good to keep people away from you if you want them away from you. If you want to sort of back up and use healing items or something, I always use that first. It causes people to roll back because the hitbox on it is really wide and they can't backstab you with it. It's really good. Well, they can backstab you with it, but since it's like a huge arc, it's really useful against people who are trying to get behind you, is what I'm trying to say, trying to strafe behind you. There's also two-handed attacks that also have really nice arcs. Although the rolling forward, the running forward R1, no, the running forward R1 is good. The rolling forward R1, the one that I just did, this is absolutely miserable. The hitbox on that is horrible. I never use it in PvP. Don't ever use it. It's fucking bad. But a lot of the animations are really similar. I don't really use the R2, two-handed R2 has a lot of reach, but I really like attacks that are more of an arc pattern. So I use this one-handed a lot. When I do use two-handed, I mainly just use the running forward R1. I never use the two-handed R2. Somebody in the chat was saying that they were using the two-handed R2 and it wasn't causing enemies to stun lock. There's a very long attack animation for the two-handed R2, and it's not very useful. It's not as fast, and it doesn't come out as fast as some of the running and rolling attacks. So yeah, let's actually cure this ability shortage by putting a bunch of points into strength. Wherever I always lose track of her. She always just wanders off. Maiden in Black, where are you? No! Oh, there you are. Squatting.
Soul of the mind, life's ether.
Oh no.
Soul of the outer.
I'm gonna use some souls.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether.
Okay, and since this video is... we're at 30 minutes, I'm gonna run and give Blacksmith Baldwin the soul that we need to give him. Okay, so
If it be a blacksmith,
you have to do the thing that I did with Stockpile Thomas where you just kind of like talk to him a couple times and then you wait for him to like tell you about
sword, mighty weapons, the highest grade of ores, and pure ore that shines.
you wait for him to tell you about the pure demon soul or like the hot demon soul and then talk to him again
Now you can
and
blend.
then he'll notice that you have it. So you don't have to reload your game or anything.
Bring me a demon sword.
So you won't see anything immediately. But once we upgrade a weapon to a certain point, it'll unlock the ability to do so. So we're gonna want to get the lava bow. I believe it's at 5 when I unlock it. Maybe it isn't. I don't know if it's compound longbow that you can get it with. Hold on, let me double check. Sorry for the wait, guys. Okay, so it needs to be at +7, so we need shard of hardstone and large hardstone shard. I can get that from the next area where the merchant would be because he sells all that stuff in the next area. I don't believe he sells the large hardstone shards like in this area, but I do think he does in the next area. He's kind of weird like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that. I'll show you guys in the next LP my lava bow. I'll grind for a little bit for you guys. I'm not gonna actually film it. So, yay, thank you. I'm so glad I have my baby. But I'm also gonna get the adjudicator sword too. I'll show that off as well because I also have that shield and we'll be able to unlock it. So, actually I'll unlock like a bunch of weapons before my next LP. So, thank you guys again, and yeah. I'll see you next time.